Time's a wonderful thing. I recently made a comment that instinctive photography, i.e. photography where you see something, you know it works, and you just take the shot, that comes with experience. And I've been doing landscape photography for 13, 14 years, and I'm finding it easier in a way that I know what works and I know what doesn't work. There are, however, times where you need to take that bit longer in search of the right composition. The location I'm in today is exactly one of those locations. It's not so much an instinctive photography place. If I want a certain type of image, let me explain. I'm in limestone country, Yorkshire Dales, limestone country. There's some wonderful patterns, really beautiful. And it's a result of time itself. Basically, there's clints and grikes. Grikes are basically the fissures, the gaps which the acid rain has eroded the limestone, and it's formed some wonderful patterns. And it's this type of image, if I want to use those patterns as landscape photography, using a good foreground interest, then I've really got to take that bit longer, because it's that little tweak here and there which either makes or breaks an image. The problem I've got with this place, which is one of my favourite places in the Yorkshire Dales, is the trees, or an object which leads the eye onto, are very hard to separate. And that's the problem I've got this morning. However, having just said all that, the light has come out and it shed a different story on the place. I'm now taking distant trees with the illuminated Whernside in the background. So it's really opened up another type of photography, not so much taking long spells searching for that specific pattern. So let me explain myself whilst I'm trying to shield myself from the sun. Look at all this here, absolutely beautiful. You can spend hours on end trying to search for the right pattern which creates a nice leading lines, nice balance, but look, it's just so messy. I can't find the right subject which leads the eye onto, and this is what the frustrating part of this place is. The light is coming and going, and that's what I'm going to probably focus on today, he says, but who knows, it's so unpredictable with this place. I'm just trying to get my footing right, by the way. It's quite treacherous, this place. Yeah, I was saying before, this place is just plagued. Is that the right word? It's full of so much interesting pattern. You can see there some natural leading lines, but the problem I've got is finding a tree which is separated. Try to simplify the image as much as possible, and that is really a struggle here. Each time I come here, which is my favourite location, but each time I come here I try to find something new, but it gets harder and harder as time goes along. Oh God. tell you what, my back is aching. You can tie up me into the Lake Districts and hiking for a long time. I think I'm starting to set. I've been going for my local walks still. It's important I do that just to keep up exercise. But yeah, so this morning's session, I'm going to continue to be in search of the right tree, the right composition, but I'm not expecting miracles, to be honest. Let me just go through some shots I've already taken this morning, and this is all about the light. So I've managed to find something, and this is all about the light, which is illuminating one side. You can just see there in the background, and that is throwing the tree in a silhouette. It's a fine looking specimen, I must say. I've tried to isolate as much as possible, but they're a pretty friendly lot around here. These trees tend to keep together, but there is a smaller tree. Well, I say smaller tree, it's probably similar size, it's just further in the distance, which is to the left, but that creates some nice balance. Regards to foreground interest, yeah, I found a nice decent pattern of the limestone, which is starting from the lower left hand side of the composition. Then that takes you up to a smaller crevice, which then takes your eye up to the specimen itself. But yeah, I think it works, this. I think it works. I'm not sure when I'm going to convert this to black and white or not, when I'm going to add it to my project. The problem I've got, I'll say a problem, the difference I've got now since I've started using the R6 and the 24-105 lens is, of course, I've not got that wide angle option. If you remember before, using my 16-35, and that can really accentuate the foreground. But I've worked with it, but I'm quite limited in a way. That lens may come in the future, we will have to see. But yeah, this is another one in the bag for today. Oh, that's a bit of low-lying cloud just drifting over Ingleborough. I could try and find a composition, but it'd probably take me about 3 hours. It is difficult, this location, no doubt about it. I talked about instinctive shooting right at the start of the video, where you just see something, you know that it works, you can just take the shot. With this place, yeah, it's quite instinctive, but then it's so important just to home in and fine tune the composition, because it either works or it doesn't. I've got a 2 or 3 maybe today. It's funny actually, because the last shot I just show you was probably better of the two based on that last location I was with, and that's just down to the pure simplicity of it. I use the longer end of the lens and just isolate the trees, and one side just showing itself nicely there in the background. But there you go, that's photography, isn't it? Now, in terms of the Lake Districts, that's obviously my journey to my trips to the Lake District, that's obviously been impacted by the lockdown. I'm still fairly local here, so this is probably the furthest I'm going to venture. But we'll see how it goes, won't we? To be honest, I think we're looking at next year for a Lake District return and my continued journey to tick off the Wainwrights. So be it. We're all pretty good at adapting, aren't we? I tell you what, I've enjoyed my woodland photography recently, but it does need that mist, doesn't it? Anyway, I'll leave you for now. Take good care of yourself. Keep smiling. Bye bye for now.